Dear students, I am Dr. Kumar, Assistant Professor of Zoology, Government Postgraduate College, Shira, Tumkur District. The topic of today's lecture is study of mosquito-borne diseases. In that, you need to study Filariasis as a mosquito-borne diseases with respect to the control of diseases. You can also discuss the control of mosquito. So this belongs to the paper 4, that is insect vectors and diseases, BSc 4th semester, Zoology, Tumkur University. Yes students, the filariasis, it's a disease usually caused by the filarial worms. Okay, the scientific name for the filarial worms is that Wuchereria bancrofti. Wuchereria bancrofti, that was first discovered by Cobbold in 1877. He called by that time as Filaria bancrofti. The common name is Bancroft's filaria. The larval forms of this parasite were first found by Demarque in 1863 in the hydrocephalic fluid. Hydrocephalic fluid, it is a small amount of fluid-filled cavity which is present in the body, that too in the posterior end of the body. The scientist by name Wuchererer, that is in 1866, he found these worms in the urine. Okay, and later on, Lewis in 1872, he found this worm in the human blood. Bancroft found these worms in the adult females. As far as the geographical distribution of this worm is concerned, this parasite confined to tropical and subtropical region, that is 20 to 30 degree, so before and after the equator. Okay, whatever the regions which are present on the planet Earth comes under tropics and subtropics. Okay, so occurring in India, about 75% of the India comes under tropical region. West Indies, China, Japan, Central Africa and South America. If you get into the habitat, the adult worms are found in the lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes. Bancroftian filariasis is not a zoonotic disease. It is not comes under the zoonotic diseases. If we get into the morphology, the adult worms, they are long, hair-like, filiform in shape, a thread-like structures. Both the ends are tapering. The head end slightly rounded and swelling can be seen on the tapering edge. Male measures about 2.5 to 4 centimeters in length, and tail end is curved and contains 2 spicules of unequal length. The female measures about 8 to 10 centimeters in length. The tail end is narrow and abruptly pointed. The tail end is narrow and abruptly pointed. The females are ovoviviparous. Ovoviviparous, that is the eggs are laid inside the body. Okay, and these eggs, they develop into embryo so that the young ones are usually hatched out. Males and females remain coiled and present in the same lymphatic system. This Wuchereria bancrofti life cycle, it passes its life cycle in man and mosquito. Man is the definitive host and mosquito is an intermediate host here. In whose the lymphatic system where the adult worms are present, the live embryos, that is microfilaria, the microfilarias are discharged from a small juveniles microfilaria. They are usually released from the eggs and they are discharged, which find their way into the bloodstream. Since they are present in the venous system, lymphatic system, from the lymphatic system somehow they have managed to enter into the general circulation, general bloodstream. They are capable of living in the blood for some time without developmental metamorphosis, as such microfilaria. They are subsequently taken up by the female Culicin mosquitoes during their blood meal. Once the microfilaria enters into the body of the mosquitoes, further development that takes place in the mosquito body. Now the mosquito is an intermediate host in which the microfilaria larva undergoes further development, after which they become infective to man. After about 2 to 3 days, okay, so they undergo two changes in the stomach of the mosquito, and the changed microfilaria infective form again excuse me, they enter into the salivary gland and the mouth. When this mosquito bites the another human being, naturally the infective agents, microfilaria, enter into the body of the another human being. A large number of species of mosquito belonging to the genus Culex and also the Anopheles acts as an intermediate host for Wuchereria bancrofti. Stages in the development of microfilaria in a mosquito. Once the microfilaria larva enters into the body of the mosquito, in the mosquito body there are certain changes occurs. They cast their sheath quickly, that is the outermost covering has been shedded. They penetrate the gut wall within 1 or 2 hours and migrated to the thoracic muscles, and they begin to grow further. In the next 2 days, they become slender and become thick with a short, spiky tail. That is the first stage larva. After that, about 3 to 7 days, the larva grows rapidly and moults 1 or 2 times. That is the second stage larva. So, in the body of the mosquito, it will be present for about 2 to 10 days. 2 to 10 days. So, in that particular time, incubation time, this microfilaria larva undergoes different stages. The development occurs in the body of the mosquito, that is the gut. On the 10th or the 11th day of metamorphosis becomes complete. The digestive system, body cavity and genital organs are now fully developed. That is the third stage larva. At this stage, it is infective to man, and this the third stage larva is ready to infect the another susceptible healthy human beings. Once this mosquito bites, it enters into the proboscis, the third stage larva. Excuse me. After third stage larva, it enters, third stage development completes in the gut of the mosquito. It enters into the proboscis of the mosquito. On the 14th day, it should be noted that one microfilaria give rise to one infective larva in the proboscis sheath of the mosquito. There may be several larvae waiting for this opportunity to infect man. When the infected mosquito bites the human, whenever a human being, it is the third stage larva. The third stage larva penetrates into the skin, reach the lymphatic channels, and settle down at the scrotum. Settle down at the scrotal or the abdominal lymphatic vessels and begin to grow into the adults. After the period of about 5 to 18 months, they become sexually mature. The male fertilizes the female, and the gravid females give birth to the larvae. That is, the small juveniles, again the microfilaria. The new generation of microfilaria this passes through the thoracic duct or the right lymphatic duct to the venous system and pulmonary capillaries to the peripheral circulation, thus completing the life cycle. If you get into the pathogenicity and clinical measures, Filariasis bancrofti is essentially confined to the lymphatic system. The infection with this parasite is called Filariasis, commonly called as Filariasis. The term Filariasis is commonly used to denote morbid changes produced by the lymphatic dwelling. See what happens here, dear students. Once the worms goes on developing in the lymphatic system, okay, they sexually mature and they become adult worms. That since there are many number of worms which are present in the lymphatic system, often they obstruct the movement of lymph in the lymphatic system. So the affected part of the body will be swollen. That dwelling place anywhere. So especially the lower limb portions are affected. Okay, and the limbs appears like a elephant limb. Hence it is commonly called as elephantiasis or filariasis. How this occurs? Due to enormous number of these filarial worms or the adult Filariasis bancrofti, they are present in the lymphatic system. Often they obstruct the movement of the lymph. In the lymphatic system, so that the affected body parts will be swelled up. Okay, and the swelling is enormous and it appears like a elephant leg. Common name elephantiasis, or the scientific name is the Filariasis. Mode of infection through mosquito bite. Transmitting agent is a female mosquito, either the Culex or the Anopheles in India and China. And in China, Culex pipilis. Infective form, that is the third larval stage, which is formed inside the body of the mosquito. Penetration occurs through the skin. Through the skin, they enter into the lymphatic system and echino-scrotal region, that is around the testicles. Biological incubation period that lasts for about 1 to half a year, 1.5 years. Pathogenesis: the adult worm and developing larva on its host is an inflammatory reaction of the lymphatic system, what is called as lymphangitis, which forms the basic lessons in the classical filariasis. The causes of lymphangitis, that is the mechanical irritation, liberation of metabolize absorption and toxic products. Causes of lymphatic obstructions: mechanical blocking of lumen by dead worms, fibrosis of lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes. Symptoms includes the edema. The edema is the swelling. The edema with thickening of the skin underlying the subcutaneous tissue. Elephantiasis results when parasites lodge in the lymphatic system. Elephantiasis affects mainly the lower extremities, that is the lower limbs, while the mucous membrane and the amputation of stumps are affected less frequently. Wuchereria bancrofti can affect the legs, arms, vulva, breast and also the scrotum. Those who develop the chronic stages of elephantiasis, are usually free from microfilaria and often have adverse immunological reactions to the microfilaria as well as the adult worms. The subcutaneous worms present in the subcutaneous region sometimes causes appearance of rashes on the skin. Urticarial papules are nothing but small rashes which appears on the skin, what is called as papules, and arthritis, that is joint pain, as well as hyper and hypopigmentation. Onchocerca ulvulus is in the eyes, causing sometimes blindness. Diagnosis includes the direct diagnosis includes the searching of microfilaria in the peripheral blood, that is the urine and also the lymph. One can look into the microfilaria larva in the blood, urine and also the lymph during the time of infection. Indirect evidence includes the allergic tests and immunological tests which were carried out in the diagnostic laboratory in order to confirm the filariasis. Treatment involves the filaricidal action is diethyl carbamazine. The other drug includes ivermectin. The recommended treatment for the people is albendazole combined with ivermectin tablets which are available in the medical stores. A combination of diethyl carbamazine and albendazole is also very effective. Side effects of the drug includes nausea, vomiting and headache. All of these treatments are microfilaricides. They have no effect on the adult worms. In the study from India, it was shown that albendazole is a better antifilarial drug. In a study from India, it was shown that albendazole is a better antifilarial drug. The common antibiotic, that is doxycycline and heterazone, is suggested for treating the elephantiasis. Again, we need to control mosquito in and around our residential areas. Okay, so in order to control the filariasis, you have to avoid the mosquito, that is the vector reproduction. So you must prevent the mosquito to reproduce their population in and around the residential area, in and around your houses. Okay, so you have to destroy their breeding sites, like avoid keeping the items around the home that usually stores water, example plant pots, tires, buckets, toys, pools, bird pots, flower pots, trash containers, etc. which are usually filled with water for some time. Okay, so clean all these things. Okay, the hygiene has to be maintained. You must destroy the standing water which is present in the different the storing container, water container. Okay, you clean them. Okay, and water pots, all those things, you just look into it and examine, make sure that the water is not standing. The drugs involving N,N-diethylium toluamide, that is DEET, that is the mosquito repellent during the daytime and also the dusk. It is recommended to use the 50% concentration. It is the highest concentration. By using the highest concentration, the longer the length of the protection. It is safe to use in the pregnancy and breastfeeding, and the children's older than 2 months. Okay, so in that extra precautionary measures has to be taken in the homes where the pregnant ladies and the breastfeeding mothers are present. Okay, you must take extra precautions. Wear long sleeved clothing which may be treated with mosquito repellent permethrin. Sleep in rooms with air conditioning, okay, if there are any air conditioning in your homes, and houses with the mosquito screens on the doors and windows. Check and clean of water holding containers, both in indoor and outdoor, both inside the houses and around the houses outside. The other control methods includes the insecticides, that is organophosphorus, carbamates, and chlorinated hydrocarbons, petroleum oils, non-petroleum monolayers, synthetic pyrethroids, and insect growth regulators are also available as larvicides in the market. So one can buy and spray these insecticides around your houses so that it can be prevented. Biocontrol is one of the important agents where, without harming the environment, introducing some other animals in order to control some other organisms in order to control the mosquitoes. Okay, so there are several types of biological control methods, including direct introduction of parasites, pathogens, and predators to target mosquitoes. Effective biocontrol agents are the predatory fishes, which are available. Predatory fishes that feed on the mosquito larvae, such as the mosquito fish, that is Gambusia finis, and some cyprinids like carps and minnows and killifish. So these are the fishes which exclusively feeds on the mosquito. They will not allow the mosquito to grow further or breed further in the environment. The fish by name tilapia also consume mosquito larvae. Direct introduction of tilapia into the ecosystem around the world have had disastrous consequences. Very effective in order to control the mosquitoes. However, utilizing a control system via aquaponics provides the mosquito control without the adverse effect to the ecosystem or the environment. Oil drip is one of the important methods which is practicing. Okay, this oil drip, the oils are usually applied on the water surfaces, and this the oil drips will not allow and it is not a favorable environment for the mosquito to breed further. Okay, a thin layer of oil on the top of the water prevents the mosquito breeding. In two ways, the mosquito larvae in the water cannot penetrate the oil film with their breathing tube, and so drown and die. Also, adult mosquito do not lay the eggs on the oiled water. This is one of the important oil drip method. Mosquito traps can also be one of the important controlling method. These traps usually contain a chemical inside the trap that is used to kill the adult mosquito and the larvae in the trap itself. Some newer mosquito traps are known as mosquito attractants. They emit a plum of carbon dioxide together with other mosquito attractants. A synthetic mosquito attractants are available, which are sugary based compounds like lactic acid, actinol, water vapors, and the sun. These acts as a mosquito attractants. Due to the attractiveness, usually the mosquito goes to the trap and they usually killed. By mimicking a mammal's scent and outputs, the trap draws the female mosquito towards where they are typically sucked into a net and folded by an electric fan, so thereby they are killed and collected. So dear student, this is all about the filarial worms and the filariasis and control of the mosquitoes. These are the references. COVID instructions, that is COVID pandemic. You need to wash your hands very frequently, use face covering mask, maintain social distance when you will go to outside. Stay home, stay safe, save lives. Thank you.